The trouble code M2403 in a Bobcat machine indicates a fuel pull relay error off condition. It means that the relay for the fuel shut-off solenoid is now in the locked position for some reason and the engine won't start. In most cases you will not be able to even crank the engine when you see this code. And there are several most common culprits and scenarios for this problem. First of all, if something happened with the engine before you see this code, like the machine flipped and the engine worked for some time, or there were unusual noises from the engine, this may be the reason for the problem. Once some oil gets into the cylinders, the diesel engine is hydrolocked and won't crank since you can't compress engine oil. This happens a lot after the machine was flipped and worked for some time in this position. In this case, the best thing you can do is to let a mechanic look at the machine. If you don't have this opportunity, take out the plugs and try cranking the engine. While you do this, notice if there is oil coming out of the plug wells. You may crank the engine for 20 seconds, then let the starter cool down, then crank again for 20 seconds. After that, put the plugs back in and try starting your machine. Unfortunately, the hydrolocked engine may be damaged and require serious repair if you are not that lucky. If nothing happened with your engine and you just suddenly see this M2403 code, the problem may be with the battery voltage or connections. Now try twisting the clamps on the battery and look at their condition. If they are loose, tighten them properly. If you see any corrosion, clean it thoroughly. It would be nice to check the battery with a load tester to make sure it's healthy and is sending proper voltage into the system. Finally, one more culprit may be the fuel shut-off solenoid or the relay and fuse covering its work. Of course, the relay and fuse should be checked first, since it's easier and much cheaper to replace them than to replace the solenoid. Now, let's look at the fuse diagram of the S185 model. Here you have the fuel pull relay. You may just swap it with any other working relay or buy a new one and check if it works. Then there is the fuse here covering the fuel pull solenoid relay, and if this fuse is blown, your fuel shut-off system will not be functioning. So replacing this fuse is also a good idea. If you fail to locate and fix the issue in the fuse box, the most likely reason for your problem is the fuel shut-off solenoid. It looks like this, and it's mounted on the fuel injection pump. Fortunately, it's not extremely expensive and can be replaced without any professional help.